Hey coaches, welcome to our PodFast series. On this episode, we're going to talk about our post wheel passing concept. We do run post wheel off of our jet sweep. Okay, our main run is jet sweep, and our post wheel is our play action pass off of that. You should always have a play action pass off of your best run, and post wheel is a play action pass off our best run. Now, I think it's important for me to go over jet sweep. I recommend that if you're a jet sweep team, you should definitely install post wheel off of it. Now, a couple different things too. This play is very explosive because it puts the defender covering the wing in conflict. So a lot of times, he'll be open, especially once the outside linebacker starts triggering up to motion. But calling it on a run down and distance. We're a big jet sweep team on 1st and 10. So a lot of times, first and 10, man, we'll hit him with post wheel and it hits big. Or 2nd and short, 3rd and short. We'll call a pass when it's a pretty strong run down and distance. Okay. But real quick, I'm gonna go over our jet sweep. I think it's important just to talk a little bit about it because it'll kind of inform you and show you the why and when we call post wheel. All right, so our jet sweep play, this is how we block it, the base way of blocking it. What's great about jet sweep is we only got to block 1, 2, 3 defenders to get big yardage. We get these 3 kids blocked, we're good. We got big gain. Now, jet sweep hits so fast, and this is full speed motion, guys, okay? Jet sweep hits so fast, it forces these guys to react, or we're just going to keep gutting them. So what we look for, this is how we block our jet sweep. As soon as this kid comes in motion, we see this outside linebacker triggering up or blitzing off the edge or inside, that's when we know we have post wheel. And what's great about this play is, what's great about post wheel is that as soon as this kid comes in motion, right, everyone's going to be yelling motion, motion, motion. The kids are going to be yelling it. Their coaches are going to be yelling it. Even their damn parents are going to be yelling it. So all these kids' eyes are going to be looking at the motion. So a lot of times this kid will trigger up for jet. He'll be looking at motion and won't even realize we wheel out. But that's a quick look at our jet sweep. If you're a jet sweep, if you have jet sweep in your playbook, you should definitely have post wheel. Now, the concept of this play is this is the kid we're putting in conflict. This is the kid we're reading. Okay, if we see him coming up for jet sweep, all right, what happens usually, guys, is this kid widens out, this kid blitzes here, or this kid doesn't widen out as much, or he'll come off the edge here. Sometimes the end will widen and they'll widen this kid out, and then we just jet power him for a touchdown. But this is the kid we're putting in conflict. Okay, we're not really so much reading him. You take that back. This is the kid we're putting in conflict. All right, so once we see him triggering up for jet, that's when we know we got post wheel. So now the read for our quarterback is we are always looking for the wheel first. You could have him look post first and then to wheel if the middle of the field's open. Say they're too deep or they have no safety. Maybe they're playing zero coverage and you like your matchup here. You can have the QB look for the post first. But a lot of times what we do is we're going to hit the wheel because the wheel's open 8 out of 10 times. And after you hit the wheel once or twice, that's when you actually hit the post. All right, so we're going to throw the wheel. This kid's going to come in full speed jet motion. We're going to execute a great jet sweep fake, and we are going to continue ourselves out on a swing pass, okay? So we're going to swing out. Quarterback, we don't want him to exaggerate the fake too much, okay? We want him just to step, 1, 2, 3, plant, throw the wheel. Now, this is a great concept against man coverage because if they're playing man, he has him, he has him. Jet sweep puts this kid in conflict, boom, we run right by him. All right, so that's the concept. If it's zone, let's say they pass the split end to the free safety, he bails off and sits on the wheel. That's a great answer for it, but who's going to cover him? Right? So if it is a zone cover, say a cover 3 or a cover 2, you have a high-low here. So it's great against zone as well. But say they play man, he passes the post to the safety, he sits on the wheel. Sounds good, but who's going to cover him? Right? If they're playing man, you assume either the corner or this kid would have him in man, or they roll down the safety, or bump out the middle linebacker. But if he runs the cross and they don't bump out, or they don't pass him to someone else, he's technically going to be wide open. So we're motioning him across, and he's an option there too. All right. So we're going to look wheel, post to the swing. If we're feeling pressure, we want to throw to the swing. Now, our pass blocking rules. A lot of times we will go 1-foot splits when we pass. Our baseline splits are 2-foot. But a lot of times we'll go 1-foot split. That'll help eliminate, pass rushing lanes and and space for defensive linemen or blitzing linebackers to get penetration. All right, so we do like to go 1 foot splits. And you're saying, like, oh, what if the defense notices? A lot of times they don't. Very few coaches have noticed. But say they do notice, we could go 1 foot split and they think it's pass and we'll run jet sweep, overrun any one of our plays. So it doesn't matter. No one will catch on. If they do, just go 1 foot split and run the ball. Right? So take care of that. So our pass blocking rules are inside over for our guards. No one inside, we're blocking over. Same rules for our tackles. No one inside, we're blocking over. Our tight end's going to check his inside gap. He's going to hinge the backside. He's going to secure the backside of the quarterback. If we know we have no pressure to our gap, we could go and attack this block, attack that outside shoulder. A center, if he has backside double A gap defenders, he's always going to kind of work towards the backside A gap defender, which would be here. Okay, if you have a head up nose, we're just going to base the nose. Now you could slide. Okay, you could slide this way, have the 2 replace, and then guys, the 2 back is replacing the 4. Right, the 4 would have to block him. So the 2 back is going to replace the 4. We want to attack this block, aggressively attack downhill, attack that outside shoulder. We don't want this end beating us through this upfield shoulder, okay? So you could have your 2 back cheat out and up to close the distance, all right, to lessen the distance he has to the defensive end. All right, so our split end, vertical stem, 7 yards, boom, we're breaking to the post. This isn't a dig, this isn't a drag, this is a post. It's a vertical concept, so we want to run to the post. Stretch the field vertically down the middle. 4 is going to wheel outside, okay? We don't want to wheel too tight, all right, because you're making less distance. The defense has to travel, has to run to get to you. So we do like to wheel this a little bit wider and then eventually work ourselves to the numbers or even outside of it as we catch the ball. But again, you could mess with it as you want. It's not so much a vertical catch. We want it just out here, okay? So make sure you're not wheeling too wide, but you're also not wheeling too tight. All right, so that's the post wheel. Again, we're gonna look wheel to post to swing. All right, guys, let's get into some game film. Okay, coaches, let's get into some game film. We're catching this team in a blitz. They're like a 6-2. All right, they're blitzing this kid inside, which does us a favor. And then now this kid technically is responsible for him, and he's never gonna get out there. All right, but you could just see the good execution. He's gonna replace here. Let's get this little jar. He's gonna replace here. We're gonna go post. We're gonna wheel. We're gonna hinge, jet sweep fake, and then go out. All right, so let's remove those marks. All right, and let's let it play. It's good speed motion. Boom. Go. Boom. Wide open. Now I want you to watch how with this kid in motion, when he continues out, that puts this kid in conflict too, right? He peels out. Okay, looks like they're playing peel technique with their wide D ends. When a back flares out, they take them. But him coming in motion here and then swinging out puts this kid in conflict. He doesn't know if he should go with the wheel or doesn't know if he should stay on the back on the swing. You see, he kind of looks for the back on the swing, and then boom, we know that we have the wheel. So this is a good play for us here. Look, indecisive. Boom. But you could see how this play puts teams in conflict. All right, here's a really good example. Here's a really good example. All right, they're playing man coverage. We're in motion. I want you to look at all these kids' eyes. You could tell they're playing man. This kid's looking here. You got to watch your guy. This kid is looking here. You got to watch your guy. He has him in man coverage, right? So watch how this jet sweep action, and like I said, 1st and 10, big jet sweep down for us. So they know that. So this kid comes in motion, and then he swings out. So you could see how the swing puts that kid in conflict, and then the jet motion puts this kid in conflict. All right, so let's watch this kid, how he triggers up. And then just look at, everyone's looking at motion. It's crazy. Boom, looking at motion. Realizes, uh-oh. Boom, bye-bye. We got a touchdown. Boom, good play. Now you could say he covers him. And we're slowing this down. We got to keep it going. So that's not an ideal route. We really need to continue this out. It's just this was so open. We knew that this kid coming up, as soon as we seen that, boom, we're done. And even if this corner that was covering our post, he's looking at backfield action. And then he realizes, oh man, my guy ran right past me. So we got a big play here. And boom, doesn't even see him because he's looking at backfield action. Boom, nice play. Let's run these through one more time. Boom, wheel out, beautiful. Nice play. And then look, guys. Oh, I wish I could find the clip. Right? We throw the wheel first. They start coming off pretty soon. A little early. Boom, look. See, he's going right to the wheel, this safety. So we came back. Guess what we did? We hit the post for a huge play. So once they start selling out to the wheel, boom, you hit the post. Boom, your triggers up. Bye-bye. Wide open. Easy money. All right, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Shoot me an email, youthfootballin@gmail.com. If you run jet sweep, definitely add the post wheel.